All right, everybody, you asked for it. You demanded it. And so here it is, another DC update. And today is going to be SnyderCon heavy. I've got the SnyderCon to talk about. I've actually got the link to the event. I've got the dates, the times, and what you guys need to be aware of. And I've got some comments that Gunn made about Superman. So we've got quite a few things to cover in today's video. If you've been wondering about the SnyderCon event, you've come to the right place. I've got the details, and you get all of it in this video, and I'm going to leave a link to the live stream actually in the comments to the video. So you guys are going to want to check that out so you can get the direct link. They do recommend getting Vero installed ahead of time, and there is a desktop app for it as well. All right, so let's take a look at some photos. So I've got three small things here that I want to talk about. The first is they did show a trailer for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom at the CinemaCon. And they said we do get to see Black Manta use a black trident as his main weapon. I believe this is from the first film, so I remember that scene. But he is going to have some new weapons in the new movie. Now, here's something interesting about the Flash film and, Michael Shannon coming back to play Zod. He was asked to come to play Zod, and he was confused. And this was his quote directly from him. But I talked to Andy Muschietti about it, and I liked Andy. And I said, Andy, look, I just want to get Zach's blessing on this because it just doesn't feel right without that. And Zach, to his credit, was very understanding. He gave me his blessing, and I went to do it. They do let you know he was hesitant to reprise Zod because he didn't like what they were doing with it and the fact that they were bringing Zod back. It just didn't make sense to him. And this shows you how much these people trust Zack Snyder. It's very interesting. Now, I find this to be a little bit ridiculous in regards to the Flash movie. They said the Flash almost included Grant Gustin, Marlon Brando, Linda Carter, and other cameos. In response to Dorian Parks, Andy Muschietti explained why he didn't include Grant Gustin. Of course, as I said before, the list of cameos was huge. So obviously, we played with the idea of including DC characters from TV, but we just had to pick. Now, this is ridiculous. I still don't believe this at the end. I've seen in other places where people said that Linda Carter is actually in the movie, in that, when he's going through the Speed Force. I don't know how this movie actually looks like it's more of a Batman film with the Flash in it than it is a Flash film. It almost looks like Batman 3. And what's interesting is you've got a Flash film, you're talking about Flashpoint, and you're not going to have Grant Gustin in there? What kind of backwards thinking is that? I don't know if this is 100% true yet. I mean, this is what Andy Muschietti is saying. And I don't know. I just find this to be a little bit bizarre that they would even how they could even consider not using him is just, it's mind-blowing. Whatever. All right, so here is the information for the SnyderCon, which does start tomorrow. So this is a live panel and Q&A with Zack Snyder and guests. Oh, what will that mean? We will find out tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. So tomorrow, it looks like their live stream is going to begin at 8:45 PDT, Pacific Standard Time, or Pacific Daylight Time, whatever it means. I'm on that time. That's kind of late tomorrow. Now, what's interesting is my wife has been out of town. She'll be coming back tomorrow. I don't know how that's going to fit into our schedule. I know she's going to be tired, and that is kind of late our time, but I do plan on tuning in. On Saturday and Sunday, I will definitely be checking it out as well. I don't know if I'm going to live stream about it, but I am going to do a wrap-up video when everything's done and talk about what was discussed. And I don't know if we're going to get to see the movie in this live stream or if it's just the Q&A. It says live panel and Q&A with Zack Snyder and guests. I'm assuming this is after the movie has been shown, and they're actually just going to do the Q&A, that we won't actually get to see a live showing of the movies. From what I originally heard was we were going to get to see Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman, but that Justice League, because it was in IMAX, we weren't going to be able to view it. But it looks like that may have changed, and we're just going to get the Q&A. Now, here's something that's really funny about this event. So it's really funny that Sean O'Connell is going to be interviewing Zach at this event, which is hilarious because anybody who knows this guy, he is anti-Snyder. I don't know if I would call him anti-Snyder, but he was like, this universe is dead, basically. And I'll show you something funny here in a minute. He said, I am honored and humbled to reveal that my friends, Zack Snyder and Debbie Snyder, asked me to moderate the post-screening Q&A for Sunday screening of Zack Snyder's Justice League. So he'll be there on the Sunday, which is going to be the big one. Given our journey, it's a true full circle moment. Watch all 3 sessions. And he had a link to all 3 sessions, and I do have that link that you will get that as well. So here he is, and this is what he said. This is why everybody's kind of trolling on him right now. He said, R.I.P. the Snyderverse. So he had let go, yet he's being forced to go do this Q&A, which I think is funny. I'm sure he's getting paid quite a bit of money to do it, but he's been asked to go do that. So again, here's the information, and this is directly from Vero, and I got this off of Twitter, and it says, times for the Full Circle live stream Q&A panels this weekend. Man of Steel, 28th of April, 8:45. Batman vs. Superman, the 29th of April at 6:15. Zack Snyder's Justice League, 30th of April at 5:30 p.m. It says, make sure you have the latest version of Vero downloaded and you are following Zack. All right. Now I'm going to show you, I've clicked the link, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a minute. All right, so here I am at that link. It's up here. I'm going to actually go ahead and post this in the video, so you guys will get it in the description. And I've already downloaded the app for the desktop as well, but I think just the link this way will work as well, because if you go down, it says the stream is not started yet, and this is where you can actually put it in and actually watch it. So I'm actually pretty excited for this. Yeah, and okay, and so it does look like, according to what it says here, it does look like we're only going to get the Q&A, that we're not actually going to get to watch the film. I thought he was going to have a watch party. I'm still going to see what Zack posts, tomorrow, and maybe on Vero they will allow people who are following him, and maybe that's why they're saying follow him. Maybe he will be having a live. He's done this in the past. So we may be able to see the film at that point, but these are the times for the actual Q&A afterwards. Now it says times may vary slightly due to post-movie setup on all of these. So it may be later in the day that we get to see that. So, and they're asking if people can donate to AFSP, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, if you can, and they have a button for that. So I would encourage people, if you have the money, please help out. This all came about because of his daughter's suicide, and it would be good to help. It would help the cause. All right, guys, so there is the information on the SnyderCon. I am excited for this. Now, I'm going to talk more about that, but first I want to talk about these comments by Gunn, which is weird that it wasn't in my photos because I did add it in there, but it wasn't in there. All right, so I did finally find that photo that I was trying to add to show you guys about what Gunn said about Superman, and this is hilarious. We're going to talk about this, and I'm going to talk about how I view Gunn, and I have information to back it up. So this was from the Hollywood Reporter, and it says, Gunn's journey from schlock filmmaker on the fringes of Hollywood to A-list filmmaker, losing it all and then getting it back and then some, is enough to give anyone an identity crisis, and it's one that he's already mining for his next project. This is Gunn. I completely relate to Superman because he's everything I am, says Gunn. He's somebody who is an outsider who feels like an alien, but also the ultimate insider because he's Superman. And that's kind of like what I feel like. Guys, I can't even do this without almost choking. He is the biggest narcissist I've ever seen. And I dare anybody to show me any other filmmaker who's as full of himself as Gunn is. Like, I've never seen anything like it. And in fact, he posted a picture on Twitter a few weeks ago where he was wearing a shirt about a year ago. It was over a year ago, where the Guardians of the Galaxy, on the set, that everybody wore a shirt with him on it, and they kind of surprised him with his picture on it, which is weird to begin with. But then he posted it like on the 1-year anniversary of, oh, wasn't it funny when you guys all came to the set wearing a picture of me on it? To me, that's a little ridiculous. I think if that seems like something that you would want to share between friends, not in a public forum setting. It just goes to show you how much of a narcissist he is. And yes, You know, I have a lot of people, and let me go back and I'll talk about this here. So I have a lot of people on my case saying I'm just like a Snyder shill, I'm a Snyder cultist, and that's not the case. It's more that I'm anti-Gunn, okay? If you go and you search Gunn, his history, his past, you're going to find some things you won't like and some things that are just downright disgusting. And on top of that, he thinks he's the you-know-what. Like, he is totally into himself. I've never seen anything like it. But at any rate, let's talk about the SnyderCon and what I hope happens. So the SnyderCon starts tomorrow. I haven't decided whether I'm going to live stream this. I don't think I'm going to live stream it because I think everybody's going to want to be, they're going to want to be tuned in and actually watching the event. Afterwards, I will do a video talking about what my thoughts are. I don't think any big announcements will come until Sunday after Zack Snyder's Justice League has shown. If they're going to make a big announcement, that's when it's going to happen. So I want people to be aware of that. I don't think anything will happen prior to that. We'll definitely see some guests in the days and before Zack Snyder's Justice League is shown, but don't expect anything big to happen until Sunday if it does. I'm going into this with no expectations. I have been let down before. It would be nice to be wrong this time, that something is going to happen, but I'm going in with no expectations, hoping that something big is going to happen. I do not like the direction that the DCU is going in, and I do want to see them finish Zack Snyder's storyline, and then whatever they want to do, have at it. Then I'll pick and choose what I feel is necessary for viewing. But honestly, the 3 films that they're showing this weekend are my 3 favorite superhero films of all time. I would say followed by Superman 78 and probably The Dark Knight after that. So those are my top 5 favorite superhero films. And I just think it's a shame that we never got to see an end to the storyline, and I'm hoping that something does happen. All right, I do appreciate all the support. I'll give an update kind of on the video I did yesterday. I did do a video asking for your guys' help and making this channel move forward, and I've gotten quite a few responses, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the future. I'm looking at getting an intro made with some music. I'm looking at, getting a revamped logo and doing all kinds of stuff, maybe stuff I can put on merchandise here in the future. And I'm looking forward to what the future brings. I do appreciate everybody who's been here thus far. I'm about to breach 7,000 subscribers, which is way beyond what I was expecting at this stage, and I'm looking forward to the channel growing even more, and I can't do it without your guys' help. So I do appreciate it. We will see you on the next video.